How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called The Forgotten Isles. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to the Forgotten Isles, a fictional map. Here you will find multiple large islands with many more smaller islands surrounding them, all of which are connected by a single lane dirt road. In new farmer mode, you will start off on a large central island with a small cattle farm. Forestry is an option, with multiple islands covered in trees, as well as other islands to build your own farm from scratch. On top of this, on top of the southeast mountain, there are some forestry areas that surround an abandoned monster truck racetrack. A chainsaw and some tree clearing is needed. Small or medium equipment is recommended for this map. I hope you enjoy the Forgotten Isle." Features: 30 fields, small to medium, over 5 forest areas, BGA, stone mine area, small town, large traffic in light traffic in town area only, DLC container sell point, collectibles, over 30 different decorations placeables, mainly base game productions, custom bakery and cereal factory requires additional products, bulk farm silo that holds most bulk materials, no lime station on the map. Map has 3 bulk buying stations that sell lime. Custom greenhouses, fertilizer, and more required. Monster truck course. There are no mods required for this map, and it was created by Maps by Mako and is 280.44 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, it looks like this. And we start out here in the northwest corner of the map on one of these kind of looks like flooded roadway here. Let's see. We start out by owning farmland number 2, and on farmland number 2, that is our main farm. It has 1 field of wheat that is ready to harvest and multiple fields of grass that are also ready to harvest. It looks like 4 in total. You are able to purchase all areas of the map. As you can see, there are large chunks that you can purchase. This kind of periphery area that contains this kind of water and some of the sell points is no money, which is very nice. Field prices do vary because we do start out with some smaller areas. Down in the southwest here, you have this field here, $7,000. Super cheap, very easy to kind of start out and build out. And then kind of getting into the more pricier areas, 128,000. Large forestry area for 200,000, 200,000 for another forestry area, 355,000. Let's see, another plot here, another field for 34. The fields are really not that bad. They're really not expensive whatsoever. 131,000. Like 151,000 appears to be the largest field price. Now, you do not start out with a lot of land, so it's going to take a while to build up to that price, but it is doable, so it's not that far out of reach. You do start out with animals. You do have a cow barn with cows already in there. They're totally fed with TMR off the bat, so you got a little bit of time before you have to start worrying about how to get them fed. Contracts are available on this map. You do start out with a couple of production chains. These are modified greenhouses. They do require other things. We'll go over that in a little bit more detail in just a little bit. And collectibles are available on this map. If you look down in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see 0 out of 20 for collectibles collected. Now if we take a look at mods specific for this map, there is nothing here under the buy menu. Oh, and I left that all activated. And under the build mode, oh, you know what? I'm going to restart this and go without mods. I'll be right back. Okay, so the mod specific to this map, again, if we look under here, we'll see that there's no mods or DLCs. And then if we look under the build menu, there is nothing under sheds, but if we look under silos, we go all the way over to the right, you will see the Forgotten Isles down there. This is something specific for this map. Nothing under silo extensions, but under containers, again, you'll see Forgotten Isles there. Tools, we do have stuff here, and farmhouses, nothing here. Under the productions tab, there we go. Nothing under I'm sorry, there is something under factories. Over to the right, you'll see here the bakery factory extra products and the cereal factory extra products. We'll again go over this later on. Nothing under sell points. Under greenhouses, we do have some modified greenhouses, as you can see here. Nothing under orchards, but under generators, you can see here, hired fishing hand. So this is a decoration that you can put out and actually generate a pretty decent income off of this. So that's really cool. Let's see, under animals, you have nothing under this tab whatsoever. Nothing under cows, horses, pigs, sheep, chickens, bees, or others. And then under decorations, nothing under fences, nothing under lights, but under others, you will see quite a bit of decorations available in here. And then lastly, under landscaping, if we take a look under painting, we do have additional painting swatches. And under trees, we do have several additional trees here. But nothing under plants. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and head in this direction. We're going to make a big kind of loop around the entire chain of islands here. So we're going to start out in this direction. Now, right here to my left is the gas station, and because we don't start out with any fuel in this truck, we're just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. To my right, this is the Tecker clothing sell point. And then around the back here, right there, is the supermarket sell point. Now heading down here. So directly in front of us, and this is something I really find it awesome. I just want to show this because we're passing right by it. Just boats, just kind of jetting around. Right here, we have the biomass heating plant with a wood cell trigger there, and the stone crusher right there. The brie crusher is what I should say for the stones. And stop right here. Over here is the spinnery. You can purchase this for $60,000. Inputs here, outputs here. Now that forklift in the background there, next to the input for the spinnery, that is one that you can use. Right here is the shop area. Shop trigger here, repair trigger right over here, and this is the bulk station. This is a buy point for certain products. Now I can show this off. Let's go ahead and just buy a small trailer. Okay, we'll hook up to this trailer. Ooh, or not. Okay. Now we can definitely hook up to it. There we go. So here you can buy all your bulk items: wheat, barley, oats, canola, sorghum, olives, sunflower, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beets cut, sugar cane, seeds, TMR, forage, chaff, wood chips, silage, and pretty much anything from the base game you can buy right from here. So very nice, and potentially even additional bulk items. You know, I didn't test that. Potentially bulk items as well, from any mods and DLCs that you have installed on your game. That is potential. I'm not saying that is, and it's possible. So now we're going to go ahead and take off. And right here is the animal dealer. This is the location where you can actually purchase all your animals. To do that, you come to this little icon here and you click on it. If you have a pen and pasture already in place, you can buy that from here or at the pen and pastures themselves. The same icon will appear there. Now, if you buy direct from this icon, you will incur an additional fee. That is essentially a simulation of a delivery fee. The animal dealer is then taking the animals from this location and they are transporting them to wherever the pens and pastures are located on your map. Now, to save that money, you can bring an animal trailer to this location, right to this same reticle, and load directly into the animal trailer. When you do that, you can then deliver the animals yourself and you save that delivery fee. And it can save you quite a bit of money. As you can see, adult cows, that fee is $100 per cow. So that just gets more and more expensive as we go. And you see 60 cows, that's $6 grand right there. So quite a bit of money that you can save. So from here, around the side, we have, let's see, this is the animal dealer sell point. On the back, we have another bulk buying station. And then here is the exports sell point. And now we get to go for a really, really cool drive. I really like this part. So around the side here, and then up this road, and this gets really steep really quick. One thing to look out for, let's take a look at the map real quick. We'll take a look at what we've seen, where we've been up to this point. So we started about right here on the map, just on this little pathway here. You will see that the roads are listed as different colors, and there's a key to all those different colors right over here in the top right corner. So we went past the gas station, we filled up there real quick. We saw the Trekkers clothing store sell point, supermarket sell point. We then came out to the biomass heating plant and the debris crusher. Came over to the spinnery. We saw the store trigger as well as the repair trigger, the bulk station buy point. Came across over here to the animal dealer sell point, the bulk fill station there, as well as the export sell point. Then we came around over here. So you can see the yellow dotted line where we're at now is referring to steep terrain. And yeah, they're not kidding. Not kidding at all, because watch this. So as we keep on going, we just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. Almost until we get to the completely opposite corner of the map. And we finally get up to here. Whoops. And we are really, really high off the ground at this point. And tucked around back here, we have the grape processing unit. $80,000 to purchase this. And you have your output here and input in the back there. And then next door, you have this hotel area overlooking the entire landscape. Around the back here, we have the hotel sales sell point. And look at that. That is really cool. Really beautiful. Coming around this side here. To my right, we have the Hotel Firewood Sale. That's a sell point with the wood sell trigger right there next to it. And then over here, we have the oil mill. You can purchase this for $80,000. And you have your inputs and outputs right here. And now we get to come down the mountain. And take it slowly at first until about right here. Whoa, I should have kept going slowly. There we go. And now we follow this down. And again, we're going for a bit of a drive. Over here, and now we make a left. We follow this kind of swampy area out of there and into the hills. We continue to follow this road all the way up. Again, really, really steep terrain in places. Follow this off to the left. Now, even though they have this barricaded, just for time's sake, we're going to go ahead and blow through the barricade and show this area. Right here, we have a repair trigger and they basically show it as a gas station with gas station pumps, but it's basically a fuel tank. So you can purchase your gasoline and put it in here. But I'm going to show an overview of this area. This is the monster truck area that the description was talking about. Lots of trees and stuff that are going to need to be cut down and cleaned up in order for you to be able to use it. But look at this. This is really cool. You got this big old area over here, just a steep climbing wall. Just, yeah, this is really, really cool. Multi-leveled. And back to the main area here. Now we'll hop back in the truck. Head on out. So now, head back down the mountainside here. And this area over here I think is really cool. So directly ahead, there's a mine. So we pull off to the side here. Check this out. How cool is this? You got a bunch of stones, so once you purchase the property here, you can have access to all these stones that are sitting out here. And you can clear out this kind of mountain pass. You got lime just hanging out here waiting for you. Just so much. You really can't get through it with the truck because of the stone and whatnot. There's another patch of stone on the other side of the mountain. So it's not really passable with this truck. So we can kind of go around it, which is fine. We'll hop back in the truck and we'll head up and over and around this mountain. Well, not the mountain, but the cave. Now we got a bit more driving to do until we get to the next point of interest. Made our way around the kind of mine shaft there. Oh, getting too Too ambitious with the gas pedal there. And just kind of head around the little river path here. And now, kind of wade in the water. Just make sure you stay inside the barrels there, or else you will lose your vehicles. And pay attention coming up right here, because there's an area that if you're trying to fly through here, you're going to flip right here. This kind of rocky outcrove. I love how there's just all these decorative, harvesters that got lost, cars. Just shows that somebody was having a bad day. So we're going to come over here. Follow this back here. And then tucked around the backside here, this is a water tank. See, basically a water access point. Allow you to fill up your tankers and whatnot with some nice water. Now again, we're going to follow this back out. And then head out this way. Again, get into this kind of swampy area here. Now we're going to stop right here and come through the grass to the carpentry. You can purchase the carpentry for $60,000. Inputs here, wood cell trigger here, and outputs right there. Hop back in the truck, pull out to the right, and tucked away back here is the sawmill. So you have your wood chip output right here, your input right here with the wood cell trigger here, and you can purchase a sawmill for $100,000. And your output for the sawmill is right there. Another bulk buying station right there. And tucked around the back, this is the wood and container sell point. So you have a wood cell trigger right there, and you should be able to bring your containers if you have the Platinum Edition DLC. So, oops, did I just miss the... I did. I drove right by the exit. There we go. Let's try that one more time. And out. Come back out the way we came. Make a right. And again, going through the water here. And this is your starting farm. Got your field right here next to me on the right. Harvester ready to harvest it. Lots of grass fields waiting for you to mow. And this is kind of part one of the starting farm. There is another part of the farm just over in that direction there. We'll bring you over there in just a second. But because we're at the starting farm, let's take a look at our starting equipment. Starting with the buy menu under owned items, we start out with a Fendt Favorite 515C as well as a Buer 6105. Medium tractors, a Fendt 724 Vario. Under trucks, we have a MAN TGS 18500 4x4 4x4. Harvesters, we have the Deutzfahr Topliner 4090H. Telehandlers, a JCB 54170 Agri Pro. Forklifts, we have the Junheinrich EFG S50. Cars, the Lizard Pickup 1986. Trailers, we have a Load King Distinction Super B pull trailer, a Welger DK115, and this is what we bought up at the shop. So that doesn't come standard with the new farmer mode. With the header for the Deutzfahr. Under subsoilers, the K-brand DC401. Seeders, the Nordstein HK25NS3030. Fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZATS3200. Slurry tanks, the FarmTech Super Cease 800. Mowers, the Kverneland 4140L. Tedders, the K-brand GF8712. Windrowers, the Samaz Z2 840H. Forage wagons, the Strautmann Zalon CFS 2501DO. Animals, we have the Ferguson PF 224 Plus, that is the mixing wagon, and a Joskin Aquatrans 7300S water tanker. Under front loaders, we have the Hauer XB150. Front loaders, tools, we have the Albut manure fork and the Quickie big bag lifter single. Telehandler tools, we have the Magsy bale fork. Low loaders, the Flegel DTS 5.9, and weights, we have the Ten Winkle FGB 600. So pretty decent starting equipment. Now off to my right here, we have our main silo. Around the back side here, we have bees. We have 2 beehives, but we walk up to them, you'll see no honey pallet location, place 1 to receive honey. So right off the bat, if you're starting on new farmer mode, make sure you place down a spawn location for your honey, because you're not getting anything. Right here we have a sleep trigger, and over here we have a fuel tank where we can purchase fuel and put it in. A lot of our starting equipment just hanging around out here, and from here let's go ahead and turn around and head off to part 2 of the starting farm. Tucked away back here is kind of part 2. Back here we have a bale and pallet storage where we have 28 bales already in here, 20 straw and 8 silage. So you have a pretty good start out right from the jump. You have a bunker silo right there. Manure heap to my right. Slurry pit to the left, and right here is your cow barn where you have 14 cows. You have room for 80, and again, like we discussed earlier, we have food already in place, there's straw, and they're already generating manure and slurry for you right off the bat. As you can see, there's slurry 221 liters here. We've got manure 22,000 liters of manure already, so that's real good starting out with. And was there anything over here? 28,000 liters of slurry. So you've got some pretty good starting out materials. Let's see. Now tucked around over here, we follow this back here. Meant to show this, but forgot. Another water tank, again another water, not buy point, but just a fill point. Then across the creek here, or the river, right here, are the greenhouses. So as I mentioned before, these are custom greenhouses. They do have custom inputs. So if we step in here and we click on this, you will see This will require, for just your basic tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberries, it will require water, seeds, manure, liquid fertilizer, and lime. All of those are necessary in order to grow your crops. But you can see you do get a actual increase in the recipe. So you get 4 tomatoes, 4 lettuce, and 4 strawberries. With the, I believe that's the same cycles per month than the base, but you get more product than before. So it is kind of worth using these. Now we're going to head back over here, make a right, again staying between the barrels. You will lose equipment if you go outside of the barrels. Make a left here. Now, down there to the right, you will see that there's another water tank that we will pass by and show a better angle of. Now, right here, let's go ahead and stop here. We'll take a look at the map, see what we've seen up to this point. So, come up to here. We did stop here last on this big mountain trail, came all the way around where we saw the grape processing unit, the hotel sales sell point, the hotel firewood sell point, the oil mill. We then followed this back around down to here, where we went all the way up to the monster truck area, and we saw the repair trigger as well as the fuel tank. Then went back down the hill, out and around the mine here, out to here, in and tucked away back here for another water tanker. Back out up to here, we saw the carpentry, and then came across the street to the sawmill, as well as the bulk buy station and the wood and container sell point. We then came up to the main starting farm area where we saw our sleep triggers, silo, fuel tank, bees, all that. We then came out to the second part of the farm where we saw the things like the bale and pallet storage, the cow shed, the manure heap, slurry tank, another water tank point there. Came across the waterway here where we saw the greenhouses, then back out to here where we catch up right here. Now, starting off to my left, we have the dairy. Here it is, $70,000 to purchase the dairy, and you have your input here and your output right there. And then across the street is the biogas plant. You can purchase the biogas plant for $150,100. You have your solid inputs here. You have your liquid inputs right here. Liquid outputs here, aka your digestate. A couple of large bunker silos tucked away in the back here. And now we want to turn around. We're going to follow this road, go in this direction. And see off to the right there, that's the water tanker I was pointing out earlier. I'm going to follow this around. And then tucked away over here, this is the mill. Can purchase the mill for $96,000, and you have your input here and your output tucked away over in the corner there. And then the last couple of points of interest we'll get to. Right over here. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and borrow some money because we want to purchase both of these. Okay, I think that should be plenty. So So over here we have the cereal factory, but this is the cereal factory extra product. 110,000 purchase this. We'll go ahead and purchase it. And as you can see, there are way more inputs than a normal base cereal factory. So for this one, we need honey, raisins, oats, corn, sugar, strawberries, chocolate, and water. Not sure why we need the water, but regardless, make cereal. Or actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Water would make sense, wouldn't it? I'm thinking a bowl of cereal. I don't know why that just... Anyways. Now tucked away over here, looks like the bakery, right? But this is, again, extra products bakery. 50,000 to purchase this one. And as you can see, instead of for bread to make it just with flour, you need flour, water, sunflower... I'm sorry, it's not sunflower. Olive oil and eggs. This recipe makes complete sense to me. This I like. And again, to make cakes, you need flour, olive oil, water, sugar, milk, eggs, butter, strawberries, and chocolate. So big recipes here. So big difference in making your products here at these locations, but it's kind of more true to life. I kind of like it. I really like it. And that is it. That is the Forgotten Isles. Now it is time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as always, and I'm going to come right out and say it. This is a 5. In my opinion, this is absolutely a 5. It's got everything that is available for the game. We've got forestry, we've got regular farming, we've got mining work, we've got pretty much anything. And because of the location, the way that everything's kind of laid out and looked at, there's just so much more that you can do with this. Just from a storytelling aspect, this is just next level, I think. You've got this cool monster truck area that you can purchase and like fix it up and bring it back to life and to glory kind of thing. And again, it's one of those, it can tell a story. You can put like generators and stuff there to make it kind of relevant and add money, you know, to a revenue stream. It's really kind of a cool concept. I like it. So most of the time, I don't necessarily care for these kind of areas, but for this one, it kind of works for the map. I really enjoy it, and there's so many kind of little quirks and uniqueness to this map that I think it allows for this kind of monster truck area. On top of that, it's just the scenery is just stunning. There's just so many areas that you can kind of drive around at and just get these breathtaking views. Like right here. Look at that. Got the church kind of tucked away off in the distance there. You do have that bridge in the very back there. If you watch that bridge, you do see an animated train every once in a while just kind of passing by. The observatory there up top of the mountains. The balloons that are floating by in the sky. Just absolutely stunning. But again, you got tons and tons of forestry area, and it's not expensive. It's not going to be break the bank to be able to purchase things and to really kind of get things, you know, up and running. Any kind of operation that you want, it can be done. And again, you get all these different locations and terrains. It's just really cool, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, color palette top notch. It's there's a lot of flowers and stuff kind of built into the grass, but it's not so many like in color wise that it's distracting. They kind of blend in, and after you mow the grass, it'll get rid of those. So it's one of those that it's kind of built into the cake kind of thing. But then you get areas like this where there's this forestry area right through here, and this is how you access it, is coming out through this kind of swampy area. Like again, this is just this is really cool. And you could build up this whole area. You could cut down all these trees, and these are large trees. So you're going to get good money, you know, doing this kind of work. It's just, yeah, just next level. I think this is one of the most, this is up there as one of the most creative maps, I think. You know, it's probably, you know, not the most creative, but it's certainly, you know, top 5 in my opinion. You know, as a kind of fictional kind of map, it's certainly up there in the levels of creativity. But your starting farm here, that's the other thing too, is you've kind of got this small-ish farm, but when you actually kind of put everything together, it's actually relatively large. You've got, what, 4 or 5 different grass fields. You can utilize each one of these for a different product, either for silage, for grass, or for hay. You can then use one for selling, use one for your cows. You can bulk up really quickly. Like, it's just, you've got options. You could turn all of these into different fields. Like, you don't have to have grass fields at all if you don't want to. So it's just one of those, the sum of its parts makes this a really strong map. And I absolutely love the details that are just kind of sprinkled around the map. So we get over to this area here. Again, the telehandler that's just kind of lost in the water over here. We walk up to it, you can see little Deutzfahr telehandler full of product. They must have got distracted and lost it into the water. But you got these boats. You've got boats that are actually animated, that are going, you know, around doing their kind of paths and locations. You got this small little town area with traffic, with pedestrians kind of wandering around. Again, it's a really nice kind of overall feel. And then you get this huge mountainside with the hotel just overlooking the cliff face. That is just spectacular to me. I really enjoy that. Let me see if I can actually get down to it, kind of looking up at it. Yeah, so you can see it there in the distance. It's just on the mountainside. Oh, hey, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is more detail. I didn't even notice until we came over here. But again, we had a harvester that was lost off the edge of their field here. And looks like this is like low tide to me. This is supposed to be low tide. And it got stuck in the water, and then, you know, through the waves and the tidal movements, it got buried. So it's just, that's so cool. Like, just little details like that just really take a map to the next level kind of thing. Yeah, you can see that we're approaching the hotel there. So I mean, you can kind of get a grasp of just how high that roadway is. That road takes you really high up. We can just keep following this river around until we get to the other side. It's just, again, and you've got this distinction between the sandy area here, where it's obvious the water line is supposed to come up to the kind of drier grass area up top here. You then have the separate kind of aisles and whatnot that kind of distinguish each area. I just think this is fantastic. I love the kind of overall feel of it, the kind of, you're just tucked away in the middle of nowhere, and you just got everything kind of going for you. You've got so many different elements that are just working together. You've got the circular fields, which not too many maps have that. I really like and appreciate that. Odd shaped fields, you've got, like, they're not just standard square fields. Every single one is unique and has its own kind of dimension. You've got one kind of rectangular field here in the north, number 1, field 1 here. You know, you've got this field here, number 20, that's just off on its own, just in a little island kind of thing. So it's just one of those that when everything's said and done, this is a fantastic map in my opinion. I really, really like it. And you can see that it's just kind of tucked away out here in the middle of nowhere. What is this, grass field? Yeah, it's grass field. So this is a little area that you can either use as farming, or you could potentially use it as like a placeable area and have this be a new farming area, like a new farm, and have your own farm on its own little island just tucked away out in the middle of nowhere. Just absolutely love it. Again, we got more lost equipment, little baler here. So it's just one of those. Whenever you get maps like this where the map maker uses all these kind of detail pieces that they just kind of, they put some thought into what the kind of overall theme of their map is going to be. It's makes the map feel just next level, like they genuinely put in the time to not just craft and create a place for us to kind of come around and do farming, but rather have a place where we can imagine and have a story that can be told. The boats that are hanging around here, we've got more kind of barricades and just all the stuff that you would generally see in a trafficked area such as this. Warning people, hey, this is deep water, don't go here, kind of thing. It's just, again, one of those that when you put everything together, when everything's said and done, I think that this is fantastic. This is a really, really good example of what you can do with a bit of imagination, a bit of creativity with this game. You got this little tent area, this kind of campground just on the other side of the water here. Like, again, just something small as this, but it adds that just next level of detail. Got the little fire pit right here next to the water line. So it's just, again, something small that just adds and adds and adds to what I'm claiming to be a 5-star map. But that is it. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.